With a major selection of the looks your kiddos love starting at just $4 in the Walmart app, a new school year means a stylish new them. Who knew? Find skater skirts and Crocs that say, I'm casual but cool. Sparkly sneakers that say, it's my classroom, you're just learning in it. And preppy polos that say, I'm the teacher's pet, even if they're mommy's menace at home. Find their favorite styles starting at just $4 in the app. The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso Virtuo Coffee Machines. Ready to enjoy the bold flavors of barista-quality Nespresso iced coffee at home? Simply fill a glass with ice and press the brew button on your Virtuo Pop machine to enjoy rich double espressos roasted to stand up even when chilled. Refreshingly bold iced coffee. Refreshingly easy to make at home. Visit Nespresso.com to shop now.
1, 2, 3, 4. Monster movie.
Fun time, go! Monster movie.
Fun time, go. Monster
Movie.
Fun time.
Go!
Monster movie. Fun time, go.
With Precious D and Honeybee.
Fun time, go!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and neighbors, welcome to Monster Movie Fun Time Go. I am one of your hosts, Precious D.
And I am the other one of your hosts, Honeybee.
Honeybee and I are two best friends making our way through the history of kaiju movies barely today. We've had all kinds of technical snafus. We started in 1933 with King Kong, and today we're at, 2018?
Yes,
And the
I
great
believe so.
Buddha Arrival. This might be a short one, so let's mention a couple other things before we start. First, if you like what we're doing at all, please like and subscribe and rate and review us on wherever you're listening. Tell all your friends and family and your enemies too. Second, it's just a week until Kaiju Go. This time next week, we will be in Dallas at Kaiju Go at the historic Texas Theater, and you should be too. There's about 100 tickets left last time I checked. Go to kaijugo.com for all the details. There's going to be 3 movies and a whole bunch of vendors and artists. It's going to be awesome. I also wanted to mention our buddy Jonathan Wright has a new Kickstarter going for Mecha versus Kaiju 22X or 2002X. It's the latest version of his role-playing game that he's had a couple different versions of. And he is kickstarting that now. We're going to have an interview with him about that soon. But go check it out. We'll try to put a link in the show notes. We got some other interviews coming up soon with all kinds of creators. So you can look forward to all of that. So the Great Boot Arrival. I don't even know what to make of this. This is a sequel. There is a movie.
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say it's kind of a sequel-ish of sorts.
There's a movie from 1934 called The Great Buddha Arrival, the first Japanese kaiju movie, just 1 year after King Kong and Son of Kong, but it was destroyed during World War II. There's just a few photographs. I don't even know how much text there is to give details. But basically a Buddha statue, a real life, a statue that exists in real life, gets up and starts walking around. I don't know how much actual kaiju does, how much, tearing shit up it does.
Yeah.
But this one is sort of a reboot, kind of a sequel, homage. It's only about an hour long. I think it was crowdfunded.
Yep.
And then they kept adding footage to it for different releases, and it's now about 50 minutes. It says it cost 3 million yen. I don't know what kind of return they had on that investment, but it's streaming now on all the things. So maybe they get a few pennies for that every stream from that. And it's got a few people in it you may have heard of. Let's take a look at this cast. This is a long cast. Masanori Kikuzawa as Yoshiro Edamasa. That is the director of the original film, so he's in here as character in sort of visions and flashbacks. Azuma Yoniyama as Murata, Shelley Sweeney as Canadian interviewer, Philip Granger as President of the United States, Peggy Neal as Dr. Mary Lisa Gleason, Norman England as American newscaster, Akira Kubo as Prime Minister Maki. He is somebody who's been in a lot of films. Or any of them. He was in Gorath. He was in Invasion of Astro Monster and Son of Godzilla, Space Amoeba. Iwata Momoka as Momurun. Akira Takarada as storyteller. He has
Ayo.
in lots of Godzilla movies. Yuko Kobayashi as Yuko Murata. Yukijiro Hotaru as Detective Osaki. He played a recurring part in the Heisei Gamera films, and I believe he's meant to be playing the same part. The name is slightly different. He is like Osako instead of Osaki, but he's a policeman guard guy that keeps showing up in those Gamera movies.
Yeah.
Shiro, I don't really remember a detective in this one, so I'm not sure where he was in this. Shiro Sano as newscaster Miyakura. It says final edition, so I guess she was added later. Bin Furaya, who we know from Ultraman, as Kazuyoshi Edamasa, also final edition. Yuma as Kitayama Aoki as female suicide. Sorry, trigger warning. There's some suicides in this movie. Takashi Yasuda as reporter Kayama. Iku Hasagawa as Amasara's sweetheart. Yoshiro Uchido as Major Sakurai. Ippy Osako as producer Tanaka. Yuki Morita as announcer Sakano. Ingi Murata as Chancellor of Germany. Toshi Toda as Maxwell Toshi James. Yoshihiko Otsuko as physicist. Junichiro Nirasawa as paranormal researcher. Robert Scott Field as mysterious person. Takahiro Yamakawa as Great Buddha. Ryotaro Fujiyama as witness in crowd. And Francisco Dibora de la Bella as social media celebrity. It only mentioned that one suicide, but there's at least two. Was the same woman doing multiple things? There was a man too that was an attempted, at least.
Yeah, I thought there was even more than 2, but I do know, like, well, they we only see the 2, I guess, but we hear about,
Yeah.
more.
And they mentioned it like it was some historical event, but I'm not sure what it was. They mentioned the suicide, the year that the movie was made, or maybe the year before. The Great Buddha Arrival, the original, supposedly one of the themes was, or inspirations or whatever, was the suicides at the time, and I'm not sure what they were talking about there exactly.
Yeah, there was, like, I saw something about it that said there was, like, a surge of suicides, and this movie was about, the Buddha coming to, like, stop the, uh, emotional sickness or
Yeah.
something along those lines.
There's not a plot summary on Wikipedia, and I'm not sure how to summarize the plot of this movie. The original, there's a
Well,
very
I
short
think
summary. The Great
okay.
Buddha of Shirakan in Uneo Village, Aichi Prefecture, which is currently Tokai City, opens its eyes and tours Nagoya City. After journeying through hell, the Great Buddha rides in the clouds and heads for Tokyo. That's the original one. I don't even know what happened in this one. What were you going to say about it?
I was gonna say, I thought that they did a really great job of like honoring the first one. You know, in the beginning of the movie, we get like a little, snippet of the history and kaiju movies and how this is one of the earliest, tokusatsu films. And we get to see all of like the veteran tokusatsu actors that we know. So I feel like they did a good job in like honoring the lost film, right?
Hmm.
But yeah, it's very weird because there's just not a lot of like substance.
Yeah.
It's like how much could you really like storyline could you really do in an hour? I feel like a lot more than we did, but
Yeah.
also something about it being a lost film kind of makes that like feeling just maybe feel like it's supposed to be there, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Because yeah, it's just very strange. Like the pacing of the movie is strange, and like the back and forth between the scenes is kind of, a little bit strange. But I think that in the sense of there was this lost film, during World War II, and it's kind of a big deal because it's one of the earliest kaiju films. I think they did a good job of honoring it, and that the weird kind of feeling of what the hell is supposed to be there a little bit because it was a lost film. You know what I mean? Because you can never actually see the movie, so it's like,
Yeah. They also do this weird thing where they try to have it both ways, that it was a movie, but it was also a thing that happened.
mhm,
'Cause, they s they talk about the actual movie that the actual guy made, but they claim that it was based on something that actually happened to him. And it
mhm,
starts out with this guy is editing some footage of a reporter, presenter woman who's talking about the event from 84 years ago as if it happened. But they don't seem to realize that it was a movie. It's not until he shows the pictures to somebody and they do some research and come back to him that he finds out, well, these pictures are not from the event, they're from the movie. But
mm,
oh, there was an event that the movie
yeah,
was based on. So that's really weird. Uh,
mhm,
we start with that and him trying to do some research, and he's trying to put together some TV show about it. And then as he's working on it, coincidentally, the Buddha statue opens its eyes and starts moving around, and he tries to go get some
oh, crazy,
footage.
never saw that coming.
He tries to go get some footage of it, but we also get this um, sort of flashback that's done as if it's old footage that's degenerated. It's in black and white. And we get a little
Mhm,
bit of the director filming stuff, but we also get these suicides and then an
mhm.
attempted suicide where a guy's about to jump off a bridge and then the Buddha the head pops up and presumably it catches him or he steps back or we don't really see what happens and it cuts away.
Yeah,
And
I
then
love that the kaiju shenanigans, if you can call them shenanigans at this point, because it's, very slow. Really, we don't see a lot of it. And it's just like just a little stroll, just an afternoon stroll from
yeah,
the kaiju. Um, you know, no not too much destruction going on here.
there is a rocket powered bicycle that is ridden, but it never comes into play that it's rocket powered. So Chekhov's disappointment there. If you if you show that someone has a rocket powered bicycle, they need to use the rocket at some point, and they do not. I don't know what that was about. But a couple of different people do ride it, trying to get a look at the Buddha. And then the main guy, our filmmaker, when we cut in a few, we actually start off with Takarada-san being interviewed and talking about
Mhm.
kaiju movies and whatever. And
Yeah.
and then there's another scene with him and another guy debating about dark energy causing it. He thinks it's dark energy, and the other guy's calling bullshit. And that's playing on the TV at one point. I feel like they had a lot of ideas that they didn't have the money to execute. I feel like that's what
Yeah,
they're
for
getting.
sure. Yeah, because really this was kind of just a passion project,
Yeah.
to the original film that was lost. And yeah, I think you're right. Like I think for sure, like props to the team that, worked on this film and like made it what it is, because I think they really just did what they could with what they had.
Yeah. Was
I
the
think
so-called inspector, was he actually the other guy in the debate? Is that who that was? Because
I don't know.
that's the
Because when
only
you
part I
first
could.
said it, when you were talking about the cast, I was like, is it the investigator guy? But no, I don't think so.
I think that must be who it was. Anyway,
Mm,
yeah, because it's like, well, I got Takarada for a couple of days. Or I have this interview footage that I have access to that I'm allowed to use, and I have this one scene that he's in, and it kind of reminds me of Plan 9 from Outer Space. It's like, well, I've got this footage of Bela Lugosi. Let me see if I can construct some kind of story around it. Um,
mhm.
and then at one point near the end, uh, the Buddha's doing his walkabout. Does he turn into light or something? I think. Anyway, our filmmaker wakes up in the rubble of what seems to be a destroyed city. And I don't know where he got access to this set. Some building that was being destroyed. I don't know.
Mm,
And there's no explanation of did the Buddha do this? Is he in the future now? What has happened?
yeah.
And then he goes into, I guess, his place and starts editing the footage again. But then
Mhm.
we cut to another angle where it looks like he's just typing away at a blank computer, like he's just hallucinating the footage that he's editing because he's in the rubble of a
Mm,
destroyed city and there's no power or anything. So he's just imagining that he's editing
mhm.
this footage, and that's how the movie ends. And
Mhm.
I don't know what to make of that.
Yeah. I think the chanting in the movie is good, the music in the movie is good, but
Yeah.
I think really this movie is it's just like a passion project that is just like supposed to give you the knowledge of the lost film. And so, I think that, and there's like, we get those little Easter eggs in there with seeing all of our kaiju actors, that we know and love. Not the kaiju actors, but the actors from other kaiju films.
Mhm.
So I really just think this is like a movie that's just supposed to bring honor to this lost piece of art, and I can appreciate it for that. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I
Okay.
think it's not a traditional kaiju movie in the sense of like smashing buildings and trains and all of these things, but I think it is just a like, hey, there was this thing, and we're gonna get all these people together that love this genre and that people know and love, and we're gonna just build this passion project and to the best of our ability and just kind of remind you that this is the roots, this is where we came from, kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Do you have
Oh,
any
I had oh
other
no, go ahead.
thoughts? I was just going to ask if you have
Yeah,
any other thoughts.
I had made a note that I had seen something where uh Yoshiro, is it Yoshiro Uchida? That he's the child saved by Gamera in the first film. So there's like that exact same moment, but they replace Gamera with the Buddha statue, and the kid, like, he even has like a little turtle. So like that was a
Okay.
like cute little Easter egg from one of the, actors
Uh-huh.
that we have seen before. what else? Let me see. Just looking through my stuff here.
What does every USAA member have in common? Family. We're one big family who supports the military community and their eligible families. And if you, your parent, or spouse served, you could join our family and save big on auto insurance. Visit USAA.com/join today to check your eligibility. Membership eligibility and product restrictions apply and are subject to change. USAA means United Services Automobile Association and its affiliates, San Antonio, Texas.
Hey, it's Paris. You know I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me, serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
Yeah, I think it's just it's a little different, not something that we're really used to, but like I said, I think it was more just to honor and acknowledge the lost, piece of film. I also saw another thing online where someone had mentioned that at the end of the movie there was like a heaven and hell situation, but I saw that kind of before I had watched it and I didn't really get that
Mhm.
out of the movie. And also, if it's a Buddha, is there a heaven and hell situation? I don't really think so, or no.
Yeah,
But
I'm not. Yeah, I don't know enough about the religion to say, but in the original film, he goes down into hell. So, I don't know.
mhm,
I don't
yeah.
know.
So yeah, I mean, it's just I'm definitely glad we got to see this. It felt like, like I said, just kind of honoring these roots that we kind of have and appreciate towards the early kaiju films, especially this one, being such a such a labor of love, I feel like,
Okay.
and I feel like I could feel that.
Well, what are you gonna rate it?
I'm gonna say maybe a 3.
I'm just gonna give it a 2. I didn't. In the end, I did not like it.
Yeah.
I did not like
Yeah,
it.
I would say I didn't love it, but because of the all the actors, that we know, and then just that someone was like, "You know what we need to do? We need to do this out of love." I just feel like that's what it was. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 3. Yeah.
Okay. If you do want to check it out, folks, it's on Amazon Prime and Tubi for free.
For free.
Next week's movie is Tremors: A Cold Day in Hell, which is the 6th movie. It's streaming free with ads on YouTube. Or you could buy a hard copy off Amazon. There's a couple of different. There's a Blu-ray collection that's pretty cheap. I have the DVD collection that also includes the TV show. So that's the only downside of the Blu-ray collection, that it doesn't include the TV show. But the Blu-ray collection does come with a digital copy, so there's that. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for today, folks. Come look for us next week at Kaiju Go. Until then, I have been Precious D.
And I've been Honey Bee.
Remember to keep calm and take shelter in basements.
And please don't misuse science.
We won't see you, but you will hear us next time on Monster Movie Fun Time Go. You've been listening to Monster Movie Fun Time Go. If you enjoyed the show, please consider rating and reviewing us on your podcasting platform of choice. You can leave us a message and find links to all our things at mmftg.com.